Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to Let's Really Ghost Thief 2. Double dose today. Aren't you lucky? It seemed appropriate since A, I had the time, and B, these two missions are linked. So, let's get started. Here's my save from the end of Courier. You see my practicing in Trail of Blood. So, let's get going. As always, the briefing has been separately uploaded to the playlist. There's some blood on the ground, and it's probably from the wounded pagan who's carrying Mosley's letter. Follow the blood trail to find out where his ultimate destination is. Following a blood trail alone in a dark, unfamiliar place can be difficult, so see if you can find a map or some other information about where you are. You're a thief, not a murderer. If you catch up with the wounded pagan or come across any other humans, don't kill them. Now, I will tell you right off the bat that, as far as I'm concerned, this mission is unghostable. That's because at the very end, we have no choice but to break some icicles, which is an unambiguous violation of rule number 6 against property damage. But it's ghostable apart from that. It's perfect thiefable apart from that. We'll have to take a few supreme busts, but so it goes. C'est la vie. Let's begin. You'll notice there's no opportunity to make purchases because we come straight into this mission from the last one. This includes the 830 loot we picked up in Trace the Courier. And let's look at our map. So far, all we know is we're in an unfamiliar grove. Where? Don't know. So the beginning of this level is uninhabited. Nothing's in this grove. So you can just go ahead and follow the blood trails straight through here. This mission's kind of cool just because it's different, but it's on the easy side, and I don't know, I would have preferred a good old-fashioned undead mission instead of bringing back the weird pagan creatures if we were after some variety, but that's me. Pop in here.
You can have this. I don't need it anymore.
Come, Lily, must we go?
His name's Dewdrop, and he doesn't like Satanists.
Lily.
I have to go now.
We won't bother with Dewdrop, but let's read this. Lily must writ this 5 times over for home lesson. Full moon beast called Nene, for him woodsy lord's jackal. New moon beast called Enin, them's jackal's dark shadow. So, I'll go ahead and do a real save here because we're about to get to some Mechanist patrols, and if you didn't hate the Mechanists already, this mission should pull it off. This is just unseemly, the slaughter they've wrought here. So your first patroller is on the other side of that river. He moves back and forth. He's not too hard to avoid. You just have to time him right. And we pick up this village map. You have to keep it with you to keep that objective ticked off. Reconnaissance map, Beck of the Wills. So there's the grove we came from. Here is the pagan village. Pagans live in huts. Barn and silo on the south side. We see that there are 4 huts in addition to the barn and silo here in the village. And then over here we find the gathering place. Significance of stone formations unknown. Friends, report any inaccuracies in this map to Friend Ashton, Reconnaissance Company. Forgive me if I'm a bit lazy going into this, but knowing that it's impossible to supreme the mission makes me a little bit lazy about first alerts, so anyway, I like to hop across the river, get off to the side, and then pop into this house. Well, not quite yet. We'll wait here for the Mechanist. He has a purse we want on his belt, so just wait for him to turn around. Keep an eye on that woman, of course.
What's that?
Okay, she saw us, so wait a little bit longer. Maybe wait even a little bit longer. Or maybe just don't go so fast. There we go.
Who's there? Who goes there?
Oh, we can't make noise on the bridge either. So with the purse in hand, that's our first of 3 pickpockets. That purse was worth 100. It brought our total to 930.
I knows it was here. I knows it.
Looking for this vile heathen?
My side. Gives it here.
Gladly, Pagan. Gladly.
He am the honeymaker and drinkers we them meads. He am the jacksberry and eaters we them leaves. He am the trickster and the woodsy lord he bees. Well, we already killed that guy. Alright, let's not dwell on that. Okay, he's on his way back, so we'll wait for him to complete another round of patrolling and turn around. There's really very little we need out of the pagan village. Things will change quite a bit more dramatically before too long. But when she's up there, you can slip down between these two trees. And this is a grand opportunity to, well, just slide down into the water, that's fine. And get into this house.
He ams the honeymaker.
He hams the jacksberry.
Sits we down under his treesy roofs.
Eats me all of his leaves and gifts.
He feeders us.
So once that's done, Cedar, we'll need another cartload of those frondy plants, and let's have no lazing about the way you normally do. If you're quick, you'll even have a bonus 7 each instead of the usual 6. Cutting my own throat for it, that's as much as I can squeeze out of these petty lordlings. But because you're my friend and I know you need it, anyway, get me the plants. Jabril. So in here there are 3 pairs of coins, all surrounding that letter. They bring our total to 990. And then it's possible, and you're going to want to jump across and just land on the other side without hitting the water and pick up this ruby stone. A mysterious item, but you will need it. Now head downstream, run out to these shadows.
Check thy map. Several have escaped from somewhere near the gathering place.
Yes, I have seen it. The wretched heathens did perform a ritual that allowed them to pass through. But alas, I could not follow.
The Builder will forgive us if we perform their pagan rituals in pursuit of his wishes.
Yes, friend, thou speakest the truth. Let us wait. Did you hear that? There's someone behind those trees.
So, if we didn't already know it, we know now that the mechanists are downright evil. It's good to have a straight-up bad guy.
For the Builder's sake, what?
Oh, forgot about her. So, just wait until she's turned away. You can get to this shadow here, one of the safest spots in the village. Now, I haven't been able to get inside here without a first alert. All there is inside that I want to do is read.
What noise there that softly calls?
So, I'll slip in.
Oh, it's quiet now.
Lit up the lights of the gathering place till all of them glows round the woodsy lord's head. Then open them eyes of the jacksberry giver by bringing the rubies and then placing them's there. Jumps in his mouth when glows it all red, for these is the way to them lair of the greens, the maw of them earthseas and court of us dreams. Interesting. I wonder if there's a better way out, at least, up here that avoids the first alert. I don't think I can get down from here without taking damage. Taking damage, yeah. So anyway, I'll skip that just because it is nothing but flavor text, but, you know, be aware it's there. Now behind the barn is something else we need. The second ruby stone. Make sure you get that. Let's check inside this last house. As soon as she turns around so we can avoid further first alerts.
These people didn't have a chance against the mechanists.
Garrett actually sounds disturbed. Almost like it bothers him that the mechanists would indiscriminately slaughter people. I didn't think he had it in him. So wait till she's back on this side, and then you can slip in and behind her to get across the bridge.
The cavern is dark. Cowards, be my light. The night is treacherous.
Couple things we need over here just for statistics' sake. You want to get across as soon as you can, just because these are better shadows. So be careful of her, but if you get a...
Thou, friend?
What noise there?
Okay, we're gonna have to wait until he turns around. So let's at least make sure we pick his pocket on this little go-round before we do anything else. Then maybe we can even follow him up. Seems like the patrols have been timed well for that. I am not at all interested in actually having or carrying his flare, but that's our second of 3 pickpockets. So we'll hold on to it for that reason. I'll wait for that other guy to come back. There is...
Stop thy
Oops. Well, that was stupid of me. Sorry, folks. Let's try that again.
Boiler!
Okay, we'll just wait for him to turn around. I think that'll be easier. I don't know why I get so impatient. Maybe I just want to be done with this so I can be in life of the party. Anyway, that was our third of 3.
Treads there.
Third of 3 pickpockets, so we're done picking pockets. How cool is that? Now we need to get up to the northeast to the gathering place. Just be careful of all the different patrollers and, you know, all the ways I haven't been. If you head to the right,
What's that there?
you can see where the patrollers are. So let's actually slip through here. Seeing them there, let's just rush in. Put the ruby stones on the eyes of this big statue, if that wasn't obvious. Do listen
Comes
for the
now,
mechanists.
Birch. We've lit the lights and opened up the eyes of the woodsy lord. What left is theirs to do.
Someone has to stay behind to delay us the mechanist's threat.
But we need you with us, Birch.
No, take Minnow and go. Go now.
Look out!
So, as long as no one's at either of the 4 entrances, slip right in. Lo and behold, are we
Looks
back?
like I'm still on the right track.
Are we back in the Maw of Chaos? I think so. But it's different. Garrett will point that out soon enough. So there's nothing for a while in here, so you can just indiscriminately follow the blood trail at your leisure. Now, up here are the eye stalks. There's no way to get through here without them all seeing you and starting to track you. But the consensus is that much like
Is this the
rats...
Maw? Looks different.
That much like rats, they don't matter, which is good. You don't have to worry about them because they can't alert anything, and they can't attack you. Oh, and look, there's some rats too. So, the first thing to do is something that I think hasn't been done before, which is I figured out the nature of this toxic water and the way to get the loot that's across it. Let me explain. And you see Garrett have started making his own map. Portal, the eye stalks, here we have cliffs and swamp. Now across this water, which is toxic, is a silver nugget, which everyone used to think there was no way to get without using consumables or taking damage. When I was doing my practice run, I noticed that Garrett loses health at different rates while he's in the water. Sometimes he goes a few seconds without losing any, and sometimes he loses 4 or 5 points all at once. I realized it was randomized, and so I started just painstakingly working my way across, quick saving every couple steps with no damage, and I was able to get across and back and get the loot with my damage intact, with my health fully intact, without using any consumables. I was pretty excited about it. So, let's go ahead and do that. It'll be painstaking, but it works, I promise. Obviously, a big part of it is minimizing your time spent inside the water. So, it's good to jump off your stepping stones as you get to new ones. You saw it there. He almost always loses a point. At least 1 point immediately on contact, but it doesn't always happen. And see, there was one of the faster losses. There we go. First stepping stone, no problem. Let's get to the next one. This one I might even be able to make a strafe jump onto without even having to hit the water. That would be nice. There we go. Very good. Now the next one is the hardest, both directions. But the trick is to just get in the water and quick save in the water. Every time you manage not to take any damage. Oops. Yeah, I made a bad save there. Let's get back to our stepping stone and try again. I made a bad save again. Sometimes it happens just like that. Right as I hit the quick save button, I lose a point, but trust me, it works. So see, now I'm in the water with full health. So, I made a bad save that time. Takes a little bit of trial and error, but it'll work, I promise. One of the important things to note is that you can't, for whatever reason, push W until after it finishes loading. Otherwise, Garrett just gets stuck. See, I managed to take a couple more steps that time. And we made it to the stepping stone. Good. Last, but certainly not least, got one more short crossing. We can't quite make it all the way, even with a well-played strafe jump, unfortunately. So, oops. Dang it, so close. One more. There we go. Alright. So all that work for this one silver nugget, worth 50, brings our total to 1,040. Also some arrows over here and a healing potion if you're interested. And now we get to repeat the whole process, but as you can see, that actually wasn't that bad. So here we go. Oops. Dang it. Okay. Made it to our first stepping stone. Now we got the hardest part right here. Part that requires saving in the water to succeed. You can hear some monkey men up above us, but... oh, I made a bad save. Happens a lot with this endeavor. But... if you manage to land without taking damage, you want to save immediately. And then you want to save every couple of steps. But I didn't quite manage the immediately there, so... so close. Alright. There it is again. Very good, very good. Oops. That was dumb. Anyway, we're almost out. Alright, there's our next stepping stone. Now we can get back to the first one without even fully submerging. And mantle back to dry land. And we're golden. See, that wasn't that bad. Now we can head this way and follow the trail of blood. There's equipment along this route if you're interested, but we don't need it, so picking it up would violate Supreme. At this point, we still haven't violated Supreme, unless you consider what I did for the loot and engine exploit, which I guess it might be, but then again, saving and loading isn't an exploit, and you know, if they randomize the damage, there's always a chance, however small, that you can run through the toxic water unscathed. So now we're finally about to get into range of some patrollers, but nothing too serious. I like to take a little shortcut and just hop over here, mantle up into the shadow, head back down first. Down here, next to the pile of bones, are two more little pairs of coins. Bring our total to 1,080. Now we just need to head all the way up this ramp, but we will have to be careful of a patrolling monkey man. Now, here's something that confuses me. In Thief 1, I think they were... it was ambiguous, sort of, whether or not they were monkey men or rat men, because their faces could go either way. But the big long tails kind of point toward rat men. In Thief 3, they're very obviously rats. The faces don't leave it up to the imagination, they've got the long tails. But in Thief 2, they're very obviously monkeys, not rats. It's very odd if you ask me. Anyway, as you head up this last ramp, just be wary, because there are 2 patrolling monkey men here in the... Oh, we aren't quite there yet. Here in what's called the upper cliffs. We're still not there. Anyway, get this crystal. It's worth 25, brings our total to 1105. Over here in the corner, there are 2 more, which bring our total to 1155. And now you can hear one of the patrollers about to come around this corner.
I see you now.
Oh. Or maybe he's coming up the ramp. I don't know. I'm gonna wait here. Yes, he was coming up the ramp. My bad. Is it giving us credit for reaching the upper cliffs yet? Nope. So anyway, follow that monkey. I'm about to take my first Supreme bust in favor of getting some loot. Now, we can creep all the way across here without taking any alerts. So in order to minimize alerts, I'm going to try and do just that. I think, yeah, now we're finally on the upper cliffs. Are we in the mall? Garrett doesn't know. So once you get back into total darkness, it's a good spot to save. Now, there's a piece of loot across this patch of light, and no matter what I do, creep, speed, jump, whatever, I have not been able to get it without a first alert. So I'll take one to get the loot, busting Supreme. As you can see, it was just a first alert. Then over here, there is one other crystal. Brings our total to 1180. Now we're going to have to get back the same way. So first I'm going to wait for the patroller. But I'm going to have to take a first alert to get back to the shadow. And now I should be able to creep back without additional alerts. Now you have 2 options for getting through the entrance. Well, that they're guarding. You have to take a first alert no matter what. Because even if you use your water arrows and put out the torches, they hear you putting out the torches and they first alert to that. So you can get through without extinguishing the torches and only take a first alert. But it requires us to come out of the other tunnel, so that's why I'm creeping back, and I figure a first alert without using consumables is preferable. So for some reason it always seems harder to get this on the way back.
All gone now.
Just have more trouble threading the needle, finding the spot I'm supposed to go through. Oh, he should be able to get by without any problems. This is a perfect shadow. So let's loop around to the other tunnel now. From here, first floor it to the other side. Wait for him to pass by. Once he passes, get up here.
Nothing there.
Okay. So we do need to creep here to avoid this first alert. Not that it matters that much. But now, it's quite possible to
What there? Who's in there?
get in behind these guys. Well, maybe I do have to loop outside the torch.
What's in there? Flesh among us.
I was able to do this last time. I know it's possible.
You feel something?
Yeah, see, told you. So if you go that way, you can get through the entrance with just a first alert without putting out any of the torches. Now we have the magic bridge. Letter. To the person or persons whom I hope will have an interest, how does one begin? I am in a position to be of service to you and your cause, to save lives. But even as I write this, I doubt you will trust me. Why would a high-ranking member of the City Watch help pagans? But I tell you it is true. I have helped you already, though you may not know it. Twice I have spied your agents in the city streets, and twice I looked the other way. Yes, I have helped, and at great risk to myself, too, for what if this letter were to be intercepted? Or if one day I were to look away when I see a pagan and find myself face to face with my superior, a superior who has given express orders to destroy any pagans I find? Question your agents, and you'll see they will verify the truth of my statements. Then, if you trust me, contact me. This is the only correspondence I will send so brazenly. From now on, we must decide on a system for contacting each other. With complete sincerity, Lieutenant Mosley, City Watch. So we're now in spring.
See you. Mine's plumsies.
Them's Plumsy's mines.
No! Plumsy taker! Giving them backsies!
I wonder.
I eaters them's. Plumsy's all gone.
I thought I couldn't avoid a first alert in here, but
Plumsies?
Them's Plumsy's mines.
No!
using their conversation should be okay.
Backsies!
I eaters them's. Plumsy's all gone.
3 gold nuggets down here. Bring our total to 1480. Now, I may have dodged a first alert there. You have to take a first alert there if you wait till the end of the conversation, so it doesn't matter much. I'll say I avoided it by using their conversation, but Supreme was already busted, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, those 3 gold nuggets worth 100 each bring our total to 1480, like I said. Then we want to head up the stairs. There's a patroller up here, so we want to stop when we can see the top and we're still in a shadow, because we'll want to follow him in order to proceed. Go ahead and save here. He should be on his way back any second now. There he is. Here he comes. So we'll tail him after he walks into this building and leaves. See, there, we're in Tree Village Spring. Let's head up after him. Don't get too close because you don't want to make noise, but we're going to use his pivot to dodge him, so just follow him on in here and then break right. In this room with the sleeper, get the gold ring right next to the speed potion, brings our total to 1580. Read another letter. My new friend, I was very pleased to receive your answer so quickly. I will now outline for you my plan for how we will correspond with each other in the future. Firstly, contact will be made only after a signal. Each day, check to see which plant I have in my office window. If it is the peony, then you know I have a message to give you. Then at midnight, I'll drop my message off in the alley we agreed upon earlier. Please make sure an agent picks it up promptly, as I cannot risk anyone else seeing these letters. If you need to contact me, then leave a sage branch outside my door in the morning, and I will pick up your message at noon in the same alley. Do not deviate from this system. I will assume anyone who contacts me in your name outside of these rules is a spy or traitor to our conspiracy, and will have him or her killed. Similarly, any person who claims to be sent by me, or any message you receive from me sent in a different manner, assumed to be false, and of course are secret associations discovered by a third party. I shudder at the thought. Yours sincerely, Lieutenant Mosley. So you want to move kind of quickly here, get back to the shadow, and wait for him to head back to the first tree, then slip in behind him to advance to Summer. Oh yes, and as you cross this bridge, I forgot this part. As you cross this last bridge, break right, and you'll stay out of sight of the lone monkey man down below. Now as we head into Summer, there will be another conversation. We can avoid one first alert by moving quickly, but we'll have to take another one on our way back. There's just no way around it. So, move fast.
No, guards me in summers.
Who then? Who guards these winters?
None guards is it. For what's good gets that fars.
None's good.
None's good makes it.
So just past them at the top of the stairs is a silver nugget, brings our total to 1630. And then you have this guy. You either take a first alert or nudge him out of the way. I think it's easier just to take the alert. But the easiest way out is to just head over this wall.
I've been trickster. All guns now.
Now, I've never been able to avoid that alert, although I suppose it might be possible. If you were picking up equipment, I think that would also bust Supreme, but it may be possible once you find rope or vine arrows to avoid these alerts, but I don't have any rope or vine arrows. Anyway, down here on the ground, there's another silver nugget and another gold nugget. They bring our total up to 1780, and they also give us a bonus objective. Congratulations, you've obtained at least 900 in loot. Not bad, considering you're in hostile territory. Well, thank you. That makes me feel awesome. So, with that, we're easily ready to head back the way we came. You can just mantle over that stump the same way we did in the first place. We'll take another first alert, but I don't really think there's a way to avoid it. And then we can get back into the tree. Assuming Garrett's willing to mantle.
Dark and quiet. Nothing.
Okay, very good. Now we'll head back up here. There are a couple of things to pay attention to. Wait till the patroller's on his way out. It gives you the most time. And then
See something?
you'll have to take a first alert on the way through here. Okay, I got a little too greedy. You'll have to take a first alert, but if you creep through this area, then you should be able to avoid a second alert, which is the best.
There I spy.
Which is the best I've managed to do. Okay, he got after me. I've gotten through here without a first alert before.
Trickster.
It sort of requires a mix of speed and...
Who's creepsy around there?
I wonder if I can get in behind him. I haven't tried that.
Ah, noise!
There's every reason to think this might work better. Let's go quick. There you go. It's another one of those spots where speed is the key. So when he passes back, slip in behind him and get into fall. Now here in fall, off to the right, there's a pivoter who's easy to avoid. Go straight first, and then as you just gradually descend this tree. Now you can skip this loot for Supreme, because it is just loot. Get this diamond, brings your total to 1880. Now there's no way out of this tree without taking a first alert. And there's no way back in either, not to my knowledge. No matter how slow I creep, they'll first alert. Or maybe not. How about that?
Nothing now.
Oh, okay. They did first alert, they just didn't say anything. I knew a first alert was needed, so might as well go fast.
Hey, see someone over there.
That'll keep it to one first alert.
See nothing.
So back here, there's another silver nugget, brings our total to 1930. And then, if you keep on going, without exposing yourself to their side again, you can get the two masks. 50 each, they bring our total to 2030. We'll have to take one more first alert on our way back in.
Must have been nothing.
So there it is. I'm going for Perfect Thief here, but I'm not going to get it because of the very end. But he's headed away. That's perfect. Just getting an eye on the pivoter. He's facing us now, so kind of want to hit the outer wall here. Wait for him to turn, and then cross the bridge and slip in behind him while he's facing Winter. Because there's no need to take an alert from him. But I am going to need him to turn.
I'll be trickster. Nothing now.
Okay. Okay, just had to move a little slower. Now get in behind him. No first alert. Another letter. My secret correspondent, I have found out something new. All this time I thought Sheriff Truart, possibly out of some misguided sense of duty, was acting alone against your people, but that is sadly untrue. As is his fashion, Truart was hired. Yes, and by the Mechanists. He has met with Karis, their leader, several times, and from those meetings came the order to systematically eradicate all pagans. Oh, and they're so clever. You are now officially potential obstacles to the greater good who must be eliminated. You and others too, including a poor soul named Garrett, whom they pursue mercilessly. Why Karis has targeted him I have yet to discover, but as of this letter he remains at large. The others were unfortunately not so lucky as you and this Garrett seem to be. I fear your peril is too great. Truart can be handled, but Karis and his mechanists, stay away from them. I trust you are taking every possible precaution. My thoughts are with you. I remain Lieutenant M.
So it's been the mechanist behind my problems this whole time.
So we want to wait for him to face the passage back to summer. And then slip out. Well, I'll just wait for him to turn it. Well, maybe I can creep without him turning. Okay, let's just wait for him to turn. I think that'll be easiest. Let's not take a last first alert if we don't have to. He's diagonal now. Don't know if that's better or not.
Shifty shadows all empty. Shifty shadows all empty.
Well, that means someone below us first alerted. Oh well.
I hope this guy doesn't run out of blood.
So now that we're in winter, we're out of danger, because you heard the Monkey Man mention no one guards here. So first, when you get to this first icicle cavern, break... Oh, there's one more letter. My fellow collaborator, I agree with your assessment that it is time to take drastic measures. Measures that will be no pleasure to undertake, however they must be done. You are right, we must be rid of Sheriff Truart. With Truart out of the way, then the City Watch will receive new orders from me. It's the only way to ensure your safety and to preserve the integrity of the City Watch, indeed if any is left. I have a plan that I will tell you about, but in a few days. In the meantime, ready an agent to serve as assassin. Wait for my next correspondence. Until then, Lieutenant M. Break right here, grab the diamond, slide on down, no problem. Down here, find another diamond, total 2230. Next to the rock, a silver nugget, 2280. Then, over on the other side, one last silver nugget, 2330, that's all the loot, awesome. You'd think we were gonna perfect thief it because we're so close to the end and we have all the loot, but it is not to be. Damn shame, I know. I get a little lost down here, but here it is. So just grab the vine and head back up. Once we get all this loot, head the other way. Spring, summer, fall, winter. Follow the trail of blood and run smack into these icicles. Ghost Rule 6 forbids property damage. It includes breaking glass, but there is no other way in here. I can lean through it, but it doesn't really do me any good. So, we have to break it. To me, that means this place is unghostable. It is what it is. We have failed the ghost. Now, as you move in here, forest, awesome. There's some new enemies that really only exist here that I'm going to try to avoid alerting, so you'll never even see them. But if you want to see them, this is the one place in the game where you can encounter tree beasts. But if you're careful, you can avoid even a first alert from all of them, which is my preference for sure. So instead of going through the tunnel, I like to just run up this hill and drop down the other side, but it doesn't really matter. And I break left. Oh, something first alerted. Let's go around this the other way so we can be farther away from that light source. Something is first alerting to me. I don't like that one bit. Let's try riding the edge. I'm not sure which of these are tree beasts. Okay, well, one of them is. Riding the edge may be a bad idea. Maybe I do need to go to the other side. If I break right instead... then what? Well, I might as well let you see it. There it is, tree beast. They will F you up, son. Well, maybe let's try through the tunnel after all. I know I managed to thread this needle on my practice run. Guess it doesn't matter that much since we've already busted Ghost. But let's not take any alerts if we can help it. Maybe if we... yeah, that worked. Just get up the slope there, then just creep up on the Pagan. Now wait for the mission to end. I'll skip the cutscene and upload it to the playlist separately as usual. So anyway, we have a bust in Trail of Blood. We had no choice but to break the icicles to exit winter and get to the forest, but that breaks a ghost rule, so it was a bust. It was the only one for normal ghost. For Supreme, we took first alerts from the monkey men guarding the entrance to the tree villages. We took 2. 1 to get the crystal. Well, we took 4 total. 1 to get the crystal, 1 on the way back from the crystal, and 1 getting in. So, again, I'm sorry, 3 total. Just can't get my number right. I did manage to avoid the one in spring, which I took in my practice run by rushing during the conversation, which was good. No further first alerts in spring. I took 2 first alerts in summer. Well, I took 3 first alerts in summer. 2 from the stationary monkey man guarding the exit to ground level on my way out, on my way back in. And I took a first alert from the stationary one up in the tree houses as I crept past him. Fall, I took 2 first alerts from the monkey men around the campfire as I exited and left the trees. Exited and re-entered the trees. And that was it. So, all those first alerts were Supreme busts. And then, obviously, I had to break the icicles, which is a ghost bust. I don't know why people were reporting success in this mission back in the day. Maybe the rules were different, but you can't break the icicles. There's no explicit objective to break the icicles. You look at your objective list here, nothing says break the icicles. And we did get the bonus objective, at least 900 loot. Let's go over the stats. Time, 30 minutes, 33 seconds. Found 2330 loot out of 2330. Pockets picked 3 out of 4. That's just the ever-present Thief 2 bug. No locks picked, no backstabs, no knockouts, no damage dealt or taken, no healing taken, nothing and no one killed, no Iron Beast destroyed or disabled, 0 out of 0 secrets. Campaign so far, 10 hours, 26 minutes, 16 seconds. Loot so far, 15,961. 8 damage dealt, the 8 knockouts and running interference, and received 0. That's it for Trail of Blood. I will see you next time for Life of the Party. I warn you, this one's going to take a while, but it's going to be fun. Bye-bye.